You got it.
Eric.
And Congressman Ted Yoho is back. He's a busy guy, not just juggling North Korea strategy, but also this investigation. So, Congressman, you are one of 11 members of Congress who sent a letter to Attorney General Sessions asking for an investigation of Mr. Comey and Mrs. Clinton. What did the letter ask for? What do you want?
Absolutely. Well, I want this to progress where it's supposed to be. You know, James Comey, what he did was wrong, and he knows it. You know, he had 7 personal memos he claimed, but yet he marked them confidential and secret. And then he went to Christopher Wray and asked if they were government property, and he said yes. And so he let those go. 3 of those go, or 2 of those go. And so those are federal documents, and it wouldn't be any different than an attorney working on a real estate closure that gets money in that's supposed to go into escrow. That's not his money. Those documents, once he puts classified and secret, those belong to the federal government and American taxpayers.
Well, you know, he said in terms of the memos, he said that he's a private citizen. Those are his personal memos. Do you buy that?
No, I don't. Not once you mark them classified and secret, and then you ask the sitting director of the FBI his opinion, and he says those are, you know, they belong to the FBI, and then he took them after he was let go. And so, I mean, that's a clear breach. And so what our goal is to investigate that, hold him accountable, and then follow the trail with Hillary Clinton, with the damaged servers, with the servers that shouldn't even have been out of the government because they had classified documents on that. I mean, that's been proven over and over again. And so she needs to be held accountable. And the one thing I hear over and over when I come back to my district is people are fed up that people in the power in Washington are held not to the same standards as us. They're above the law, and that needs to change. And, you know, that's our goal, is to make this happen. You know, and really let it lead to where it's going to with Loretta Lynch and whoever else is in that trail.
What really disturbs some people is that Mrs. Clinton was not put under oath. You know, when she was investigated. Others are. The others have been already have had to plead guilty to lying to the FBI, and that you're not even under oath when you're talking to the FBI. So they think the critics say there's a double standard. And this case, the Comey
there were
case,
17 witnesses. Yeah. There were 17 witnesses that were never brought up, and she wasn't sworn in and investigated herself. And I mean, it's just a sham, and it's something that the American people see. They see through it, and they want those people held accountable. And I think that's what we're going to get.
And finally, in terms of the Comey situation, which very much echoes, as I said in the last hour, it seems, the Clinton situation, where the material, or some of it, at least 2, in the Comey material, according to the Washington Post, were then later classified as being classified. Same thing as Hillary Clinton, and she skated. Do you think Comey will skate, or let's say he's charged and she wasn't, or he's not charged like she wasn't? What would that say about the fairness of the judicial system to the American people?
Well, I think we need to follow it up to where it goes, and it would be a travesty if she is guilty, which, you know, there's so many people out there that feel this. And when James Comey exonerated her back in June or July, when it was, I mean, that wasn't his job. His job was to report should she be investigated or not. But he gave an opinion on what she should do.
Yeah, she felt she didn't have criminal intent. That was the basis of that.
Yeah, but you look at some of these other countries like South Korea, they just sentenced their previous president, President Parks, to 20 years in prison because they did an investigation and it led to that. And, you know, that's something the world is looking to us to follow the rule of law. And if we don't follow the rule of law at the highest levels, it percolates down and everybody else says, why should we follow that? And I think this is something that, let the investigation go. I feel very confident it will lead to somebody having to pay for these things.
Well, no one is above the law in our country. Congressman Ted Yoho,
and we need to remember that.
In Florida, and I thank you for joining us.
Thank you. Appreciate it. Have a great weekend.
You too.